Hey everybody, Notorious here. Last night I was going through my comment section and I saw a comment from a viewer who made the point that I have all these hitches in this massive hitch library, but I haven't yet demonstrated any methods for actually using any of those hitches. So I thought that was pretty interesting, and so I decided it was important that I use this free time that I have this morning to take care of that. So what I'm going to be demonstrating to you is one of the many ways that you can use a hitch in a climbing system. Now, depending on what category of climbing you're doing, whether it's rock climbing or alpining or rescue, you're going to be using hitches in a variety of different ways. This is just one of those methods, and this is what I would consider easily the most popular method for arborists and tree climbers. It's a system known as a rope wrench. And first of all, I apologize. I got my hand up and I'm looking directly into the sun, but that's what you have to do to get a good shot. And so this system is very popular among production climbers, not so much for rec climbers, but I personally love it. This is what a rope wrench looks like. This top part here is the actual rope wrench. And what this does is you clip this onto the rope, and when you're climbing, it'll induce a slight bend. And I'll explain what that does in a minute. But the rest of this portion here of the device is known as a tether. There are a number of different options for rope wrenches and tethers. The original rope wrench was created by Kevin Bingham and his company Singing Tree, and he has since gone on to make this second model here. Could be a third model, I'm not sure, but it's an additional model where he collaborated with Notch Equipment, and this is the flow rope wrench and fusion tether. Like I said, there are a number of different options. This is what's known as a stiff tether because it's metallic, does not bend. There are flexible tethers, which can be helpful, when you're doing redirects and whatnot. So the next portion of any rope wrench, so we've got the rope wrench part. Generally speaking, when referring to the entire device, people just call it a rope wrench. So that may be confusing at first, but the actual rope wrench is this triangular shaped device at the top. This is the tether, and then now down here we have the pulley. And the pulley assists with slack tending. That's pretty much all it does. But that's a huge help. And in this variation of the rope wrench, the pulley is fixed to the device, and it opens with a side plate where I will, attach the rope like this after affixing a hitch to it. So now, no rope wrench is complete without a hitch. And this is where things get important, and where this is the entire point of my video. And what I do, or what I'm going to do now, is I'm going to pick a hitch. I'm going to choose the Notorious hitch, because why not? Why wouldn't I want to, advertise my own hitch? So I'm going to tie it. Okay, now I'm going to set and dress. Okay, so I've got this hitch here, and before attaching it to the rope wrench, I need to make sure that it's going to hold my weight. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to test it without the rope wrench. So I'm getting all the slack out of this system here. All right. So yeah, this hitch readily grabbed when I applied my weight to it. If your hitch does not grab first go around, then you need to retie it. I'm just gonna dress this up a little bit. Okay, so now that I've done that, now here's my important point, and the reason why a rope wrench exists. If you were to just use this hitch by itself, it would inevitably bind up, and you could find yourself, just stuck on the rope, unable to move. Now, by using a rope wrench, and because it applies this bend into the rope, it absorbs some of the forces that are being put into the hitch, and that reduces the overall amount of force on the hitch. And that means it will operate more smoothly and be less likely to bind. Okay, so this is a finished system. This is, you got your hitch, you got your rope wrench, you got your tether, you got your pulley, and you got your carabiner. Now, the next step is to climb. Okay, you've got your rope wrench set up. The next step is to climb. How do you do that? Well, one way that you can do it, and easily the most efficient way to ascend a rope, is to rope walk. And in order to rope walk, you're going to need a foot ascender, a knee ascender, and a chest harness or neck tether. Now, first I'm going to I already have my foot ascender on. Next I'm going to put my foot loop on for my knee ascender. So now that I've got everything on, I'm going to first connect myself to the rope wrench. Okay. Next, I'm going to open up the cam on my knee ascender and put the rope inside of it. Then I'm going to place the rope into my foot ascender, and then I'm going to connect my neck tether to the device. And what the neck tether does is, as I'm rope walking up, it's going to raise the device for me so I don't have to with my hands. So first I'm going to put all my weight into my right foot and go up, then lift up my left foot, then my right, then my left, then my right, then my left, and so on and so forth. That is what rope walking is. I don't want to get too out of frame. So next, I'm going to take off my knee ascender and then take off my foot ascender. And I don't know if you can see, but the rope wrench is now creating a strong bend up here, which means that this hitch isn't going to bind on me when I want to descend. So I just take my neck tether off, and then all I do is I press down on the top of the hitch and right up here, and then down I'll go. So that's all there is to it. I'll show you one more time. So I'm putting my knee ascender on, putting my foot ascender on, putting my neck tether on, and then I'm just going to place weight into this foot and do hand over hand on the rope. So then I'll take my foot ascender off, take my knee ascender off, and then my neck tether off. And in order to descend, I use my hand on the brake strand to keep control of the descent speed. And I'm placing my thumb and forefinger, my thumb and thumb and forefinger at the top of this hitch here and gently pressing down. And it'll stop if I let go. So I hope that answered the questions that the commenter had, and maybe some questions that other people had. I forgot to bring my water, so I'm gonna have to cancel this climb earlier than I'd hoped, but oh well. Anyways, please check out my long form and short form videos if you haven't already. I've got all kinds of content, hitch how-tos, not tutorials, and climbing videos. Check it out. Notorious out.